Hello and welcome to a beautiful early spring yoga practice, harmonizing with the wood and earth elements. So we'll be drawing some inspiration from the pairing of long and large intestine with the stomach and spleen meridians. That's the body's physical axis. It's just starting to pull the energy up from the roots in the spring. So we'll start seated with breath practice. Sukha Purvaka. So breath ratio of 1 to 2. Working on slowing the exhalation down. So if you can inhale your breath for 5 counts. Try to exhale for 10. And you can count just by tapping your hand in your lap. Maybe connect with your heartbeat. Thinking about the lift of energy. We could meditate on samanavayu. As the energy lifts up the right side. Here we have the liver. Our liver is the largest organ. The liver connecting with the energy of spring. So when everything starts to grow and lighten. And we care for the liver through this diaphragmatic breath. The movement of the diaphragm encouraging movement within the organs, peristalsis, digestion, and then also cerebrospinal fluid connecting with the brain. So everything is connected to this undulation. And in contrast to the energy lifting up the right side, yang, Pingala Nadi, we have it pulling down the left, Ida. So this is the moon channel, and the right side is the sun. And then in contrast, it's a little crossover here with the nostrils. The left brain is more yang, and the right brain is more Ida, more Chandra, creative. You could picture the helix of DNA here, the ellipsis symbol. It's harmonizing everything back into the heart center. And we can also work with sound purification in the spring, thinking about the strong concentration of energy pulling into the navel. So we'll go ahead and begin that now, inhaling to prepare. In between, just breathe normally. Let's do it twice more. Inhale. you're squeezing a sponge, all of the tension out of the diaphragm. One more. And just concentrate on the tip of your tongue. You can soften your jaw. Relax your face, and we'll move the energy now into the heart. The sound is you. Inhale. You. And now the throat. The sound is so. Just meditating on sound vibration within the chakras, and not only in the epicenter, the nerve ganglia, the plexus, but the entirety of the spread of energy. If you could imagine the nerves themselves, or the fascia that emanates from these centers, as part of the chakra itself. So when we move from winter energy, which is the fascia of the kidneys and the bladder, it starts to move up now. We have the liver, and still in the legs, so the liver meridian shares a pathway with the kidney and also the spleen. And then we start to move the energy up. Spleen, stomach fascia is the front body, lung and large intestine meridians here in the hands, and everything's starting to open. So we're just gradually kind of pushing out of the shell, unfurling our leaves, but still honoring the depths of that yin. It's a very sacred time, Ostara. And let's just come together for the sound of Om, anchoring this Om again in the heart. And slowly lowering chin to chest, we can open our eyes up from there. And then we'll come into tabletop. And just working through cat to cow. You could think about the lungs connected to the thumbs here, spreading, opening the chest. And then rounding the spine, getting into the back of the heart. You can work on your own pace. And welcome to add any additional movements here. Working through the spine and the sagittal plane. If you notice pain or sensitivity in your wrists and you want to spin your fingers around to face your knees, this is a nice opener and activator. And just thinking about the grounding nature of large intestine 4 here in between the thumb and index finger. Wanting every portion of the spine to move here. And then downward dog. This great lifting, opening stretch here. We could concentrate the energy in the lift of the pelvis. Maybe see the arches supporting that lift, the kidney and the spleen. Meridians there. And then soften your tongue. Lengthen the back of your neck. Just letting your head hang heavy here. Maybe a little meditation on the bones, internally rotated legs, the arms spiraling, lifting the heart space. And then pressing it back. And then we'll gaze forward. Feet to hands. And exhale here, Uttanasana. Inhale Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, deeper Uttanasana. If you want to work with acupressure, lengthening the back body, you could find bladder 63, maybe bladder 57 and 58. And just notice what feels tight in your body. Where could you soften? And just keep concentrating on your breath. Does it feel deep and full? Does it feel smooth? And then softly plant your hands. You can step your feet back, downward. And then we'll lower knees, chest, chin. Elbows in tight. Legs lengthen. Chest lifts for cobra. And then lengthen back into downward dog. Now in the spring, we really start this springy energy, this opening And it's almost this spontaneity in the body. So you're welcome to work on floating to the top of the mat, if that's part of your practice. Working on the lift of your heels, the bend of your knees, and maybe land lightly. We'll inhale up and exhale, fold. Lengthen and take it back and down your way. I'm going to start adding chaturanga. That's also aligned. Work a little bit more of the lightness in the body in the spring. This quickening and opening of energy. So we could start to practice floating to the top of the mat. Trying to land lightly, lifting the hips up over the shoulders. So we'll start by lifting the heels, bending the knees, gazing forward. And just think about coming up. And then walk back, downward dog. And try it again. Hips over shoulders. And fold, rise, fold. Stepping back, downward dog. And again, heels lift. It might take a few times to get the hang of it. Try to think about going slowly for height, like a little frog lifting up. And let's add a vinyasa here. Going back and down. And downward dog. Just a few more here. Hips high over shoulders. The body really enjoys repetition. It builds trust and confidence. Just do a few more. Last one. Hips over shoulders. And rise. Hands heart center. Utkatasana. 5 breaths. Stretch the lungs. And fold. Lengthen. And take it back and down. Cobra. And downward dog. Meditate here on breath, massaging the organs, going deeper. If you can, maybe watch your breath. Pressing equally into your hands. And we'll gaze forward. The left foot forward. Low lunge. Right knee to the mat. Now you can keep your right toes tucked under here, pressing the right hip forward, or you can ground into liver 3. Reach your right arm up and twist. Elbow or shoulder to knee, left hand to your low back, or open the arms up here. Now, keep your spine long and gaze with your eyes just through the side of your eyes. You can see your left thumb just in your periphery. And then breath is dropping down into the liver here on the right side. You can squeeze the inner legs together and lengthen the side body. Maybe sink the hips a little deeper. Keep pressing into your left big toe. Now, deepest breath to reach through the left arm. Lift the heart. And then exhale, squeeze. We'll release. Lizard, forehead to the mat. And then step the left leg back. Downward dog. And knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. And downward facing dog. Again, concentrate, meditate. Feel your breath. And then right foot forward. Anjaneyasana. Sinking the hips deeper here. Left arm up. Exhale to twist. If your left hand is close to the mat, maybe a block fits under there. And try not to bring your whole face up to the right, just your gaze. So you can lengthen your spine and relax your neck. I want to create more tension in the trapezius. We want to lengthen, opening up the right shoulder joint. Feeling this continuous pathway from the IT band in the right leg into the temporalis. And squeezing the spleen, massaging now the left side, spleen, stomach. You press a little bit of your left arm into your right leg so you can lift your heart just a little. And then release. Lizard and flow. Now, let's try the float again. Top of the mat. Rise. And hands heart center. Now coming into a twist in Utkatasana. A Parivrtta Utkatasana. Right elbow or shoulder to your knee and sink deep. Concentrate. Breath in the liver. And building fire in the inner yin. The knees squeezing. The hips sinking lower. And if you want a little Parshvabhakasana here, you can press up or just stay a few more breaths. And change. Malasana. Elbows pressing. Hands to heart. And just try to soften your hips closer to your heels. Maybe a little engagement. The glute med here to open the knees. And then change. Step back. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. We'll meet up in down dog. And then finding the other side. Try to keep a little space between your heels so your bones aren't crunching each other, but keep squeezing your knees. Sometimes this opposite knee away from the direction we're twisting, so left shoulder to right knee. The left knee might want to pop forward. Keep squeezing and sinking the hips down. We're after a little bit of fire and heat here. Tapas. And just notice, where can you soften? What can you deepen here? Maybe a little Parshva Bakasana. Or a few more breaths in the twist. And release. Again, Malasana or Bakasana. You can come up. If you're still working on finding balance, plug your knees as high up as you can into your armpits. This way is a little easier. You can play around with the heart stretch. Otherwise, we squeeze the knees outside of the shoulders. You can also bring your wrists under your toes. Massage the tendon. Work on finding the support through these arm meridians, fingers spreading wide apart. And then it's just a little lift. Downward. Adho Mukha. And just let everything go. Down dog. A really beneficial and beautiful inversion. And again, focusing on the exhalation. And then left foot forward. Anjaneyasana. And we'll twist shoulder to knee. If you want, drop your left hand to your right hip and catch a bind here under your left leg. Still thinking about the solar plexus, the concentration of energy in our center. So inner leg squeezing. It's the spleen meridian. Maybe the right knee can come off the floor. Lift the heart. And release. Virabhadrasana 2. You might feel in the twist, maybe there's some tension. You can kind of massage from the liver. Explore that. Almost savor that. An opportunity to free something. Or reverse. Then right hand, Vashisthasana. Lifting the energy up. And flow. Downward. Right foot forward, Anjaneyasana. Left arm up and twist. Gather. You can stay here or try to bind you can always keep your left knee down as well. Squeeze the back of your left leg. And if you have the mind, try to pull your hands down. Bring the shoulder blades down the back. And then maybe the left knee comes off. Vira 2, you want to add a little palm press here, really beautiful. Or just reach through the wrist crease, through the heart. Reverse. Vashi. Any expressions? Be working on lifting the heart to come back into Urdhva Dhanurasana. And then if you do, come all the way back. Come back in your opposite hand and flow. Adho Mukha. Soften your tongue, your face. Now one more series here for the spleen and the lung. Right foot forward. Virabhadrasana 1. Left thumb on top. Heart open. And then right shoulder to knee. Chin to chest. And keep sinking deeper. Keep your left leg strong. Palms together if you can. And then release. Lizard. Left elbow, maybe also the right elbow down. Maybe the chest or the forehead down. Keep your right big toe grounding. Watch your breath. Meditate. pressing up into three-legged dog. You can try to catch your right ankle with your left hand. And it's okay if it takes a few tries. This is all the spleen, the inner arch line, and also a little interoception there. If you want to lengthen your right leg long, and then try it again. Let's squeeze the kidney. Give it a little hug. Left knee, chest, chin. Right leg long. Cobra. And downward dog. Just keep spreading, fascia opening, the breath steadying and softening. And then left foot up, Vira 1, right thumb on top, palms together. Chin to chest. And release lizard, Uttan Prishtasana. Again, maybe forehead or chest to the floor, grounding the left foot. You can always stack your fists here, build a little shelf, or crawl your right knee back. Just notice though the spleen fascia here in the arch. Do what you can to press the left big toe down. Sensations of lengthening fascia, maybe heat, maybe a pleasant tingle, the electric current, a charge in the body, putting healthy stress in the bones or on the bones. So that we come back stronger, more supple. And you can always pause these videos too and stay longer. If you encounter something interesting and you would like to linger, it can be fun. We'll meet up in Adho Mukha, three-legged style. And the foot. Maybe someday. Strengthen. You watch that back foot and that beautiful little suctioning, lifting the energy up, try to stabilize. And go slowly. It's okay to be patient with ourselves. And remember, the body loves repetition. So maybe, lengthen the leg, come out of it, and then try one more time. And then right knee, chest, chin. Left leg up. Cobra. And downward dog. Now, one more practice with the spring up or the float to the top of the mat, and we'll keep working on this all spring and summer long. Fold. Now go a little deeper here. Lift your tailbone. Maybe bring your feet together. Feel the energy lifting up from the soles of your feet, your kidney meridian, and the back body, the bladder. It's not like once it's spring, we leave the winter meridians behind. It's still an integral part of this practice to emphasize the rooting and the grounding. And having faith. We'll rise. This next series, borrowed from the Ashtanga lineage, a little standing sequence here, starting with Garudasana. So we'll inhale, right arm under, right leg over, and just sink down. If you want to find large intestine 4, between your thumb and index finger, a very grounding, nourishing point. we'll start with Hastapadagasthasana to the side. So cup your heel, internal rotation in your right shoulder, so your thumb points back and down. And then lifting the energy up. So a little kidney, a little spleen, a little heart. See if you can hold 5 breaths. Ekam. Due. Trini. Chatvari. Pancha. And then grab the big toe and kick forward. And release, low lunge. So variations to explore. Opening the front body, sinking deeper. Maybe bringing blocks under your hands, or if your fingertips reach the floor, see if you can let your head fall back. Remember samanavayu, up the right and down the left. If you want a little more liver here, and who doesn't? A little more liver in the spring. Liver 3 in between your big and second toes. It's like a mirror for kidney 1. Maybe bring the heel into the glute. Notice the quadriceps softening. Notice the front foot too. The lifting of spleen meridian. You can stay here. Some of you could even get the right toes into the elbow and come back. And we could also work strength and flexibility, or dynamic flexibility, the contraction of the hamstrings and the back body. And then when we're finished, we can lengthen the left leg, bump the right hip forward, Ardha Hanumanasana. Staying here for a few breaths. Lengthening the left leg, the fascia, spreading the toes, and then come back. Anjaneya Asana. Now one more time, work active flexibility, squeezing the leg. You can also catch the front of your shin like this and slide down. Or look back and catch your foot. Now one more time, Ardha Hanumanasana, or work on coming down, going deeper in Hanuman patiently. This could take 10 minutes maybe. Pause the video, put a block under your left hamstrings. It's a practice of patience and surrender. Go inside. One more variation for the liver here is to bend your back leg. You can reach for the top of your foot. Slide your left shoulder inside of your left knee and reach your right arm for your left toes. You can always re-lengthen the back leg, feel in the liver fascia, or you can keep it bent, maybe pulling the heel in to the glute and finding liver 3 on the top of your right foot. And then just try to lift your heart up here. Think of the places where it's possible to send breath. Move the energy, lift the energy. And release. You can bend your left leg now, coming into pigeon with a thread here. So ideally the left heel would come into the right hip crease, and we could bind Ashtanga style across the low back. Hook in for your big toe. And soften. Honoring our breath as energy. And transformation on the physical level is possible through prana. So what we eat and how we breathe is the physical axis. Stomach, spleen, lung, large intestine. It's the earth element with the spleen and stomach. So every time the seasons change, it's a good practice to ground and center ourselves. Practice of Hanumanasana, opening the front body, again, please feel welcome to pause this and stay. And going a little deeper into the gallbladder meridian if you would like. Otherwise, we can release. We'll meet up in Adho Mukha. Observe. Feel the energy shift. And then feet to hands. You can take your time. Maybe pedal your dog on the way up. And then one more. Deepest fold. Uttanasana. Contract the front body to lengthen the spine. And release. Garudasana. Left arm under. Left leg over. And feel the spleen under your right arch. Large intestine in your right hand. Hastapadagasthasana. Change. Last one. Patañjali. You might have to bring your right foot wider if your feet come together in Garudasana. Sink deep and open the front body. The stomach fascia and the organs. Liver 3 in the left leg. Feel that lifting through the spleen, the front of the spine even, up into the heart. Now, dynamic flexibility. And come out and into Ardha Hanumanasana for a moment. It's a different sensation when we work with connective tissue. A gradual softening and lengthening of the encasement, the net, the continuous web of intelligence. Very sacred and connected with the nerves and the mind. The power of drishti, concentration. Hanumanasana. Try to resist the urge to round your spine. Rather, lift your sternum and your heart. Lengthen the back body. And then gradually, right foot forward and left knee back. Engaging left glutes and right quadriceps. Patiently, graciously allowing the connective tissue to soften and open. So a good place to find a block under the right hamstrings if you would like, or just stay. Feel a little bit more of Samanavayu on this side, pulling up the right And moving down the left. Sadhana for a long time without break and in all earnestness. Returning to the mat each day to explore our terrain. Where can we open? What can we soften to go deeper into this experience? Now, more liver, if you would like. Bending the left leg. You can come as deeply as you want. Maybe right shoulder to knee. And soften in. Lift the heart. You could always bind here too, and kind of spin the right femur out. This is nice for the liver. Or anywhere else that you feel called to explore. And just gradually starting to notice and observe the mirror meridians. So liver and gallbladder here, working the inner line of connective tissue. With the gallbladder, thinking about the connection between liver and heart, pericardium. And remember, you can always stay for more time here. Go deeper. Otherwise, pigeon with the thread, left arm under, right hand to the right big toe. And just notice how this helps the hips to level. And one more little hug for spleen and liver. And try to really ground into your left temple. Sending the energy down from the gallbladder meridian. And again, if you can breathe through any discomfort, tension in your abdomen, keep your breath so full and deep, massaging your vital organs. Maybe return to Sukha Purvaka here. And again, please stay if you would like to enjoy more time in pigeon. And we'll meet in embryo. So softening the front body here. Ground into your hairline. You can always go in a little deeper here with diaphragmatic release. Bringing our fists into our navel. Massaging, freeing any tension. Maybe going under the ribs. Exhale to gently press up behind the ribs. Helping the diaphragm to relax. So we can heal with diaphragmatic release here or acupressure on liver 14. You walk up from these last 3 ribs, right in between. If you're counting back, the 3rd and 4th. But if you're counting down, it would be the 7th rib. Or just wherever you feel the tension. It can manifest slightly wider. And again, all meridians are bilaterally symmetrical, so even though the liver is on the right side, we still have a paired fascia on the left side. And let's finish with Dhanurasana variations, working with some lion's breath to help release tension from the front body, and working our way into Raja Bhujangasana. And some tips to work with Dhanurasana here. Try to stay in the soft part of your tummy. Try not to roll back too far into the tops of your legs. Stay forward. And we'll do a few variations with the grip. So this first variation, like Dandayama Dhanurasana, reaching for the inner ankles, thumbs will point up. As you're ready, inhale. Also stretching the lung. And release. Right cheek to the mat. Totally relax. And now second set. With the traditional grip, the tops of the ankles or the feet, thumbs pointing down. As you're ready, kick the feet straight up and engage the back body. The glutes and hamstrings. Left cheek to the mat. I'll just try to hold each expression for 5 breaths. And totally soften here. And breath full and deep. Now, choosing the grip that felt a little more challenging, or just your favorite grip. And we'll do 5 lines breaths. So sticking out the tongue all the way, crossing the eyes, and to release tension from the front body through the tongue, and the connection to the stomach. Now knees wide, Raja Bhujangasana. And downward dog. Now, we'll come into a final pigeon hold here. Since it's spring, the energy wants to move again in the side body. So an invitation to explore this with a block under your hip or any other support that you would like. And we'll start on the left side and opening up our left leg. So the pigeon we were in before was a little bit more of a closed angle. Now we want to work on opening that up. So it just isolates more in the IT band. And then open up the angle of this left leg. Flex your foot and lean over to the right. So just isolating the stretch in the left IT band. We'll do a 5-minute hold. Some things we could pay attention to here, the connection between this side body fascia in the left IT band, in the left side of our face. Also the shoulder joint, the trapezius. If you feel any pain in your knees during the spring, working to harmonize kidney, spleen, and liver. Focus on the sensations of your breath in your body. And what can we soften here? What can we let go of? Sink deeper. Now we're about halfway through this long hold. You're welcome to stay as you are, or make any final adjustments here. A little more sensation maybe. Just entering a place of bliss in your body, enjoying the sensations of melting this fascia, letting your breath soften, deepen, and go inside yourself here. Final minute. Now again, if you want to stay, please stay. We will meet up in Patañjali. Bend your left heel in, right foot up and outside of your left knee, left arm up, and we twist to the right. Be shoulder to knee, left hand into left knee, and massage the solar plexus. Sit tall, and then just the eyes peering to the right, stretching the sinews of the eyes themselves here, honoring the connection between the liver and the entirety of our fascia, liver ruling the connective tissue matrix. One more breath to sit tall, lift the sternum. And release. You can counter twist to the left, pressing back into down dog. And then guide your right knee forward. Pigeon. And again, opening up the angle of the right leg. We'll be here on this side for another 5 minutes. We're halfway there. You can stay as you are or go just a little deeper, remembering the interconnection between the fourth toe and the side of our face here, this fascia, longest continuous pathway connected with all of our joints. And release. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right heel in. Left knee up. Inhale, right arm up. And twist to the left. You can always add the bind here as well. Underneath your left leg. Just sit tall. Tongue is soft. Gaze to the left. You can always close your eyes. And closing our eyes is nice relief for the liver. And release. We'll come onto our backs. Ananda Balasana. Just reaching for your inner heels here. Massage your kidneys, your back body. We'll come into Viparita Karani. Tuck your shoulders together. Catch the back of your pelvis in your hands. So starting in supported bridge. You can stay here or bring your legs up. It's a little different than shoulder stand. A breath moving into the solar plexus, gathering blood and the digestive organs like a sieve. You can stay here or come up into Shalambasarvangasana. And then we'll finish with Halasana. Final twist for the spine with Garudasana legs, left leg on top, knees fall to the right. You can bring your left palm down into the mat. Pulling the left shoulder blade down. Maybe a little connection with gallbladder 20 here. Or lung 2. And release. If you'd like, in between sets, to wrap your arms into Garudasana. Just a little way to enter the inner sanctum of the heart from the shoulder blades. And breathe in there. Massage the lungs. And then release. You can wrap your right leg on top. Hips shift to the right, knees to the left, right arm out. And gallbladder 20 on the back of our neck on the right side. Deep breaths into the liver now. And soften everything. Tongue, forehead, jaw. Keep spreading right fingers, grounding right shoulder blade, going deeper, feeling the fascia spread. Reach, lift, breathe, maybe a little tingle as the nerves open with the fascia. And then release. Final Shavasana. You can gather a blanket for your body, maybe socks on your feet, a pillow for your eyes, essential oils. Take a moment to gather. We'll go in for a long Shavasana now. In complete stillness, going deeper, allowing your eyes to relax, your forehead, your tongue. A little tuck of your chin into your chest as the back of your head sinks deeper into the mat. And relax your shoulders. Feel your shoulder blades heavy, sinking down into the mat. The backs of your arms, your bones, and allowing that sinking quality to develop into a lightness as you release. At first there's the sensation of your limbs, and as we go deeper, starting to lose sense of the physical body, becoming so still, the edges of ourselves start to blur with our surroundings. There's no sense of separation now. We become one with the room, one with the energy. Eventually becoming so soft and small, you're just a whisper, a feather of your breath. In and out. eventually making your way up into a seated position, you're welcome to work on siddhasana here, or your half or full padmasana maybe. We dedicate this practice to the collective benefit of all beings in all time. May we all attain peace and awaken. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om. Peace, Shanti, and Namaste.